She wasn't dead, but she looked like death. And at that moment is when I realized how horrendous and how in control meth was over her life. I have 5 children, and 2 of them have been affected. Well, all 5 have been affected by addiction, no doubt. But 2 of them have directly been affected by the drugs that cause addiction. They both were kind of in the same mind frame. They had things in life that they didn't want to deal with, and at that time, the marijuana was helping. For my older daughter, very quickly, from marijuana into cocaine. I guess like any other parent, I just never thought this would happen to me. I guess one thing I do feel guilty about is because we fought so hard on the marijuana thing in the beginning, that was the issue. It was illegal, and my girls were using it in school, in high school, and that was definitely where it all started for us. And a part of me feels very guilty because I pushed so hard on that I feel like, especially with my one girl and the boundaries that we put in place, did I push her to the street? And then once she got on the street, she had no choice. She had to live. She had to survive. So you just do what everyone's doing. I don't know what she did. She won't talk to me about it. Maybe someday her and I can have that conversation. Maybe never. Maybe that is a part of this whole journey that I'd rather just keep buried in the sand, because if I bring that part up, I don't know. The hardest thing that I've ever had to internally deal with as a mom with both of my girls, and to even say it out loud, is the most bizarre thing in the world to me. There was times with both of my girls when things were so bad that I begged God to take them. And what kind of parent does that? What kind of parent begs God to take them? I'll tell you, it's a parent who watches their kids in hell every day. I remember the day that I thought it for my one daughter, because she was struggling and she tried to commit suicide twice. And the second time, I was at the hospital and I had to watch her. And they used the counteractive drug to try to help get the drugs out of her system. And she was in so much pain. And there was nothing they could do for her but just give her this medication to try and help get this out. And it took 3 days. I don't talk about these things. I haven't talked about these things. I haven't talked about my feelings really with anyone. But I don't want another parent to feel this way. And I know a lot do. How does a person survive that? How does a parent survive this? I was barely floating. I think the fight in me to save my children kept me just above the power of the meth and the cocaine and everything else. My one daughter that was living on the streets, I told her I was doing this, and I told her that I was doing it this way, right? Where I wouldn't be using names. And I asked her if you had any advice or anything to say to, I don't know, your younger self, 12, 13, 14. I don't know when she started using, to be honest. I know she started using the hard drugs around age 15, 16. What would you say? Do you have any advice? And she thought about it. And she said to me, I don't have any advice, Mom, because somebody who's going to be a drug user is going to be a user. And there's nothing I can say to stop that. But what I would say is, whatever you do, however far you go, deep you go, wherever you end up in the drug world, don't forget the values that your parents taught you. Because once you let those go, your life doesn't mean anything. We were always in the back of her mind, and her grandparents. And she said that's her advice to anybody. Do not let go of your values that your family taught you, because it will take you out in the end. And she said that's how she got out. A long time ago, I gave up trying to tell them what to do. Because I'll tell you right now, it's just going to make it worse. And I get it, it's a parent's role, especially when your kids are not adults and they're doing things they're not supposed to do. You know, it's your job. But it comes to a time where you have to weigh out do you want to be, you know, the parent and have everything done the right way? Or how can I best support my child as they swim through this murky water and have them still trust me? My daughter sent me something on Facebook just recently, and it was about meth, and it was basically meth talking. And one of the things it did say as a meth user in this poem was, whenever I say my mom, she cries, and my little brother, I'm not his hero anymore. Anyways, she sent me this. She actually sent it through Facebook for the world to see, and this also shows me that she's in recovery. Is the responsibility that she's owning. But she sent it to me and said, now when I see my mom, she smiles. And in my little brother's eyes, I now wear a cape again. My one daughter, she's 90 plus days clean. My other daughter is, I believe, clean as of May. Meth or any fentanyl, they're all very selfish drugs, and they take over their bodies, their minds, their souls. And they just got to find that little crack and start clawing their way out. And when they do, you got to be there. They got to know you love them. They got to know that you trust them. Yeah, it's the story of the two of them and it happening at the same time, really, you know, within the same time frame. Man, I am very thankful to be where I am today talking about this. And I still have my daughters.